Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs 21-17 in the Super Bowl rematch. What a game tonight. Low scoring game, and that's what Monday Night Footballs have kind of been so far this season in the first 10 weeks. This is week 11, but there's been 11 Monday Night Football games, or if you count the 2 weeks we had doubleheaders. It's been the Monday Night Football games. They have not been entertaining at all this year, to be honest. But this game was actually really entertaining to watch. You got both Kelsey brothers going up against each other. It's a Super Bowl rematch. And the Eagles got their revenge. They won this one 21-17, and it was a comeback because they were down 17-7 at halftime. The Chiefs go scoreless in the second half, and these last couple games for Patrick Mahomes, the last 3 games really, even though they beat the Dolphins in their last one out, which was a great game for them. They beat the Dolphins, but the real reason why they beat the Dolphins was because of their defense. Mahomes had a bad game. Kelsey had a bad game. It was a bad performance from the Chiefs. The Dolphins had a terrible performance on offense, and the Chiefs had an amazing performance on defense. And then before that, the Chiefs offense only put up 9 points to the Denver Broncos and lost the Broncos for the first time since 2016 or 2017, 24-9. Now, tonight, they only put up 17 points of offense, although that was all in the first half. Offense looked really good in the second quarter and the first quarter. And then their wide receivers couldn't really catch anything in the second half. Mahomes has thrown for less than 200 passing yards in so many games this year. I don't think he didn't throw for 200 passing yards in their. I don't think he's thrown for 200 passing yards in the last 2 games. I don't think he threw for 200 against the Broncos. I know he didn't throw for 200 against the Dolphins, and he only threw 177 tonight. And he's throwing a lot of interceptions. He's thrown 9 or 10 interceptions this year. So Patrick Mahomes has not been the same guy he's always been, but this wide receiver core has also been really bad. They had I think 5 or 6 drops tonight. They have 26 drops on the season. So it has been bad for this wide receiver group. And it was not McCole Hardman. It was Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who had the potential game-winning touchdown catch, dropped it. It was a perfect throw by Patrick Mahomes. I know I've kind of been hating on him for the last couple minute and a half, but it was a dime for Patrick Mahomes. He perfectly placed, and it was a great throw. It was a great deep ball. Probably looking at a 50-yard throw, if not more than that. And Marquez Valdes-Scantling, it was right in his hands, and he dropped it going into the end zone. It was terrible, and you saw him hit his throw his helmet after the game was over. But they probably would have won the game. If that pass is completed right there, so that's really tough for the Chiefs. But the Eagles won this one 21-17 by outscoring the Chiefs 14-0 in the second half. All right, scoring summary. First quarter, Justin Watson has a 3-yard touchdown reception from Patrick Mahomes at 7-0. Then DeAndre Swift with a 4-yard touchdown run, and it is 7-7. But then Patrick Mahomes has a 4-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce. It's 14-7. Harrison Butker with a 43-yard field goal win at halftime. It's 17-7. Then Jalen Hurts with a 10-yard touchdown run at 17-14 with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Then with the fourth quarter, 6 minutes remaining, Jalen Hurts with another touchdown run. This one is a 1-yard touchdown run. It's 21-17 after that. Game leaders, passing yards, Jalen Hurts, 14 for 22, 150 passing yards with 1 interception thrown. I know that Jalen Hurts didn't throw for a lot of passing yards, but he did make good passes in this ballgame, but also did run for 30 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes on the other end, 24 for 43 with 177 passing yards with 2 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. So comparing the two guys, Mahomes threw for 27 more passing yards, while he completed 10 more passes and threw 21 more. So I'm not saying, I think Jalen Hurts was better than Patrick Mahomes in this game. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is terrible in this game, because he wasn't terrible, because there was a lot of plays where he made great throws and, or there was a lot of plays where he had to throw the ball away because he was about to get sacked by this amazing Eagles defensive line. But there was a lot of mistakes from his wide receivers, so that's not really his fault. He played a good game. The interception he threw was his fault, though. But Jalen Hurts also threw an interception as well. I thought they both had their struggles, but in the end, I think Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback in this game. All right, rushing yards. DeAndre Swift had an amazing game today. He really did. He not only did he have 3 receptions for 31 receiving yards, but he also had 12 carries for 76 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Great day for Swift. And I'm not talking about Taylor. I'm talking about DeAndre. All right, rushing yards for Kansas City. They were led by Isaiah Pacheco. This should not be a surprise, but he had 19 carries for 89 rushing yards, and he also did he not have any receptions? He had 1 reception for 2 yards. So that was it. So only 91 yards on the day for Pacheco. Our receiving yards, Devontae Smith had a big game. Sorry, everybody that had A.J. Brown in fantasy. I actually had a friend that had A.J. Brown in fantasy. Only needed 15 points. He got like 1.5. Devontae Smith was great, though, and had a big catch in the last drive when Jalen Hurts had the 1-yard touchdown run on the tush push. But Devontae Smith had 6 receptions for 99 receiving yards, while Justin Watson had a really good day. Was this best wide receiver on the Chiefs, and even had a chance to, on 4th and 25 at the end for the Chiefs to make a catch to keep this game going for them, but couldn't couldn't get the catch to keep this game going. But I still had a really good game throughout the rest of this game, before that play. Had 5 receptions for 53 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. Other stats for both teams, going with the Eagles, like I already went over Swift and Hurts with rushing yards. There wasn't a lot of other rushing yards for the Eagles. Besides Devontae Smith, I already talked about Swift getting 31 yards. Julio Jones had 2 receptions for 5 yards. A.J. Brown had 1 reception for 8 yards. And keep in mind, they are without Dallas Goedert, who is injured. For the Chiefs, their other stats, besides Pacheco, Mahomes ran it 6 times for 38 yards, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran it 2 times for 20 yards. Kadarius Toney had 2 carries for 14 yards, and Jerick McKinnon had 1 carry for 7 yards. Besides Kelsey and Watson, Kelsey had 7 receptions for 44 receiving yards and 1 touchdown, while Rashee Rice, rookie, had 4 receptions for 42 receiving yards. Both McCole Hardman and Kadarius Toney both had 2 receptions for 12 receiving yards, and that was really it in this ball game. So a great game for the Eagles. Chiefs played a good first half, but were terrible in the second half, mainly their wide receivers, and the Eagles' defense was amazing in the second half as well, and the Eagles get the win and get their revenge in the Super Bowl rematch. And are the Eagles the best team in the NFL? Right now, I believe so. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Or thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.